I recently came across one of Sandman's videos, which talked about how Tinder is making women suffer. The video description had a link to an article called "Tinder Generation Can't Find Love," which is a statement I strongly agree with. In the article, a 27-year-old woman by the name of Susie feels lonely and wonders why Tinder and dating apps in general are not helping the members of their generation to find love. I am pretty sure most of you guys are convinced MGTOWs, so dating modern women might not be an option you're considering. However, if you do, especially by using dating apps such as Tinder, this video will fully remove all desires of using it you may have. Stay tuned because this one is going to be interesting. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Mugiwara. He said, "Absolutely right, brother. Don't expect to go around having Tyrone and Chad run trains, then break you in half and expect nice guys like me to pick up the pieces. If women have more than a body count of 5 is for the streets. Stay away, guys." Mugiwara, you're absolutely right. The excuse of knowing themselves more is not okay either, so it's better to stay away as you said. Please, Mugiwara, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most light, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment, and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. Let's first analyze the article, link in the description below, to know a bit more about Susie. She shares her impressions on online dating in an article called Generation Swipe. I quote her, "Every generation thinks they have it the hardest when it comes to finding love, but it's hard to look at mine and conclude that we don't have a good case. Never before have young people been having so little intimacy, at least not since we began counting such things. Never before have young people been lonelier. Never before have we been stalked so thoroughly by our past selves, every blunder cataloged in perpetuity." She further confesses that her generation felt like Tinder would revolutionize romance, but in reality, she has a hard time finding potential husbands because men, according to her, are addicted to explicit content, working a 9-to-5 that hardly covers their modest shelter, and distracted by biohacking and Reddit boards to go on a date. She's partly true because many men are not even willing to deal with modern women anymore, so they resort to other forms of entertainment or focus on making ends meet. It's insane that men in the MGTOW community get called names for making so-called generalizations, but what she does with that statement is just that, a flat-out generalization. I'm sure she doesn't mean men, but rather the segment of the male population she has bumped into. MGTOWs who really understand the philosophy are busy working on themselves and improving every field they set their mind to, so they have no time for dating. Back in the day, she admits, men and women her age had a house and 2 kids. A lot of men in her generation aren't even having intimacy. Well, that's true too. A few decades ago, it was easier to make ends meet and have a happy family and all that beautiful stuff. These days, the current financial system combined with the decay of morals make it almost impossible to build such a family, let alone have an apartment. This is not a conspiracy theory, but rather a fact, or the truth that shall make you free if you like. It shall make you free if you acknowledge the full social landscape and choose a proper way of navigating it. Let me give you an example of what you should not do. In her article, she mentions a man who has never had any intimacy. He spent about 2 years studying female nature, getting shredded and taking care of his diet, and overall learning how to be a good catch. He is anxious because he feels like there is a lot to be worried about and people have idealistic standards he cannot meet. However, he is not the only one dealing with that kind of situation. In fact, many men are doing all that for the wrong reasons, that is to say, impressing/getting girls. That's why I advocate for MGTOW and even monk mode. If you want to get a sexy, shredded, lean body, do it for the sake of your health and confidence, not to get someone else's approval. Now let's keep watching what she has to say about dating apps. Unsurprisingly, she blames someone else. In this case, Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs, the sexual revolution, the pill. I guess she means the contraceptive pill, the late empire, late capitalism, and Tinder. Wow, that's a lot of people and things to blame, right? I partly agree with the bit about big tech oligarchs, so monk mode will help you deal with that just right. While many men are lustful creatures with no self-control, a true MGTOW wisely deals with carnal urges and uses them to his advantage. In other words, do not let technology use you, you must use it instead. Now she comes up with another concept to blame called snowplow parenting. This parenting style seeks to remove all obstacles from a child's path so they don't have to deal with failure, discomfort, or pain. Basically, it's about overprotective parents. To be honest, her point is excellent. Back in the day, several parents wanted their kids to be world-class in every regard, and although they were quite strict, they helped them to get good results and become worthwhile individuals. In contrast, parents these days are overprotecting children and always resort to apps, no matter the problem at hand. It is possible to get a lot of stuff just after a few clicks. One can order dinner in Uber and, at least in theory, meet a potential partner with a phone. In reality, she admits, this comfort has removed resilience from the equation. Interacting with others, relationships, and breakups train us for mating as adults. As you might guess, people stuck on dating apps do not learn anything about that. To be fair, in the article other men share their impressions too, and I'm sure you will quite agree. A man called Jeff, a 32-year-old assistant teacher, fears approaching women because of the fear of rejection or being regarded as creepy or dangerous. Another man called Reed has profiles on multiple dating apps and admits not approaching women now. The next factor she mentions is kind of impressive, as it seems that finally, a woman is addressing one of the main reasons why men do not feel like approaching women anymore and even despise the idea of dating. She refers to the Me Too movement. Ever since that came into existence, it has become increasingly difficult for men to know how to interact with a date or someone they're interested in. You know what? That's absolutely right. No wonder why men prefer singlehood, MGTOW, and even some go monk mode. Too many men think that singlehood is safer because they fear being falsely accused. Not to mention getting ripped off in a divorce if by any chance they end up marrying. And many women, in contrast, fear being assaulted or harassed. Regardless of your gender, she says, there's always the risk of being disappointed or getting your heart broken. Although dating apps do not bear good results, many users feel safer on them than in real life. Dating apps help you filter out the traits you like your partner to have, such as height, horoscope, political ideologies, and even 20+ genders. Dating apps have become a sort of market where one supposedly can pick and choose the candidate that best suits their needs, whereas it was, in principle, supposed to facilitate romance. The birth rate in the United States is declining and pretty much looking like that of Europe or Japan. At this point, do you still consider using dating apps to get chicks? Well, let me share with you what one man confessed. This guy in the article, named Justin, downloaded Bumble and said it was a disaster because most of the women she matched with sent him their OnlyFans profiles. As I always say, modern women on dating apps are not looking for a partner, but rather for validation. When modern women talk about liberation, they really mean using their beauty and their assets to make money from lustful men. In addition, dating apps will always try to sell you their premium memberships. After telling you all these facts and realities, let me remind you that as a MGTOW, I won't impose my beliefs on you and respect your freedom of choice. If a woman prefers male validation and increasing her body count over pair bonding, I don't care. I also have the right not to accept a woman like that as a partner. If a man prefers paying for OnlyFans models and jerking off over making progress in real life, I don't care. I also have the right not to accept a man like that in my social circle because I want to be around winners and not losers. I wish you not only tremendous success, but also freedom from carnal urges and damaging apps. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Have you ever used these apps? If so, what was your experience like? Do you think they are harmful too? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.